From this not so tidy looking video where I can see things laying around, I can see things in the background, my eyes are not focused on what I really want my viewers to see, to this very perfect looking, well focused video where my viewers see exactly what I want them to see. Also, from this very untidy looking setup to this very tidy looking preparation setup. In this video, I am going to show you how I edit my cooking video after I shoot them all alone with just my phone, no tripod and no help. Go ahead and click the card up above so you can see how I shoot my cooking video without any help, just myself and my phone. This is the cooking video I shot in my last episode using my Samsung Galaxy S7. If you're yet to see my video on how I make Nigerian yam porridge, please go ahead and click the card above for you to see details on how I made this very delicious looking Nigerian meal. Samsung Galaxy S7 is a phone a lot of people must have thrown away, or perhaps they'll just think it's not good enough for anything, especially the picture quality. But I was able to achieve this perfect looking, well popped out color food with my Samsung Galaxy S7. Without further ado, let's get into how I edit my cooking video. So I'm using iMovie to edit this video. So the first thing you do is for you to import from wherever you saved your video, the one you intend to edit. So basically in this video, I'm going to show you how you can salvage your mistakes and have a clear, crispy, focused cooking video. No need to always apologize to your audience when you can always edit the mistakes out, except for those mistakes that are beyond editing. Once I import my video, the first thing I do is to check the setting. I do not always want it to be too expansive or too put together, so I put it on the second line here. The next thing I do is to go to my volume and remove the volume from my video because I record a new sound afterwards. There are things people don't necessarily have to see, and those are the things that you're cutting out of your videos. Basically, when the rest of your footage is also not necessary, it is important for you to cut them out. So I try to cut out the edges. Like you can see here, you have the parts of my cabinet showing, so I try to pull those parts out of my video and have my video focus on what I want it to focus on. Apart from taking videos with my Samsung Galaxy S7, I also try to take close-up videos with my iPhone X. So basically you can see in this footage that I'm taking close-up videos with my other phone, and it's certainly showing up in my video, and I don't want that. So you simply just go to the beginning of the footage and to the end of the footage and cut it out. It's that simple. So like I mentioned before, you're basically trying to get your mistakes out of your footage. You're trying to get unnecessary things out of your footage. I like my videos to just go beats in, and not slow, then a beat, then slow, then a beat. So every action that I want my viewers to see, I just put that action out to them. I do not wait to, I don't drag things. Like for example, you can see this yam, it was a bit long, so I just had to cut it out and make it, if it's 10 seconds, I try to make it 3 seconds. When I shoot a video, it takes probably about 50 minutes or more, but by the time I'm done editing, it comes down to about 8 minutes, 7 minutes, because I make sure I take the unnecessary things out. So in all your footages, make sure that you take the edges out. Like I mentioned earlier as well, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I am able to achieve the background and everything there is in this video. How you shoot your video really matters. I tend to try different things. I tend to see if this is finer, if this is better. And do not forget that when it comes to video, you're trying to show your viewers and not tell your viewers. So whatever possible, please show your viewers. If you added anything to your cooking video and you think your viewers need to know to really help them achieve what they are trying to learn from you, you should always make sure you put that thing on your video. Show your viewers what you want them to see. If you can, as you can see, for this particular part of my video, I didn't think it was necessary for me to show my cooker. I thought there was no need for it, so I cut out the parts that had the cooker and just went straight to the part where my pot is on the cooker. So that alone is something that could actually extend your video unnecessarily. Those are footages that are not necessary. Also, I'm trying to make sure the steam doesn't appear on my footage, doesn't appear on my final video. So I'm cutting out this steam part that you can see so that it jumps from the beginning of the boiling water to when I have cut out the steam. Basically, Samsung Galaxy S7 helps the steam to just disappear from the camera lens on its own. I don't need to do anything, but at first when the steam hits the camera, it actually pops out and stains the camera lens, but with time it disappears out. So you have to check all those things and cut them out. So I don't put all my footage at the same time because I really want to be focused on what I am doing in a particular footage. So once my new footage is on my editing platform, the next thing I do is to check the volume. Like I told you guys before, I add my sound after I am done editing. So if you edited your sound along with your cooking video, then you do not need to do this. You just have to edit your video and edit your voice or your sound along. The next thing I do is to check my footage, to check whether the edges are perfect, to check whether the things around are not showing or they are showing. So I make sure I crop everything around my videos out as long as those things are not needed in my video. So you can see another thing I do is to clean up my platform. This is something a lot of people will not show you, so I'm showing you a proper behind the scene. You might be wondering, how do I actually achieve the white perfect background all through my videos? Well, I clean those splashes from my food out. Even if you check my other videos, like when I made my egusi soup, it's the kind of soup that actually splashes everywhere. So you really do not want to have your viewers see the splashes from palm oil or the splashes from your tomato or whatever it is that it's colorful on your platform. So I'm trying to show my viewers that they should focus on what I'm cooking and not see the dirt around. Generally, even when I'm cooking at home, I make sure I clean my gas top almost immediately any stain gets to my gas top, not just when I'm cooking. So you can also see how I'm trying to get the steam part out. So I just check where the steam starts and where the steam ends, and then I pull it out of my video. And I like to focus on what's next. So what I'm doing next is adding my salt. This particular part of the video was edited over and over again. I had to cut those parts out because I don't want this video to be longer than usual or longer than I would expect it to be, so you guys will not get bored watching it. So the whole idea in editing is to cut out the unnecessary things, cut out your mistakes, cut out the footages you think are not of use or you think will not be necessary for your viewers, and focus on those things that you believe and you know that your viewers came to your channel for. So the time lapse between the salt and the onion was a lot, so I had to cut it out because I wanted to go in bits. So as soon as that goes out, the next thing is the onion. You can see I'm using my hand here, and that is not something I want my viewers to see. I mean, we all cook, and of course sometimes you use your hand to just get things off your dish, get things off your plate so you can have all your content in your pots. But that's not what I want my viewers to see. So I make sure I take that out. So I cut that out, and you can see the splashes of my soup all over. I clean it out and get a better footage and a better looking attractive cooking setup. So I try to remind myself what I need to do here. So I put a reminder, so it tells me, oh, there's something you need to do here. For here, I know I was supposed to clean up my my cooking platform and keep it white, basically. Yeah, so that is it. Sometimes your bar won't give you what you're looking for because maybe your video, your footages are all, in a cluster. So in times like that, you might need to take your settings to the middle of the bars here. Then that way it's more expansive. That way you can see almost every bit of your footage. Also, you can use the back arrow and the front arrow to navigate through to get exactly where you want your footage to start or where you want it to end before deleting or cutting it out. How you know which part of your footage has been highlighted is when you see the yellow square around the particular footage, then you know that's the footage that's highlighted. Be careful with it so you will not end up deleting a footage you didn't want to delete. So always check. Once you see the yellow square around it, then you know that's the footage that is highlighted, and any action you take would affect that footage. So let's say you want to delete a particular footage, then you just use the delete button to delete it, or you can right click. Once you right click, it will give you list of actions to carry out, but you can simply use the delete button to delete out the part of the video you do not want. Using the same technique, let's say you want the ending part of your video to be at the beginning of your entire cooking video. So what you simply do is to check that the highlighted footage is what you want want to paste in a particular place. Simply copy it and take it back. Once you're done editing most parts of your video and you're almost at the end of your video, or you're done adding your ingredients, it's time for you to actually tag your ingredients. You want your viewers to know the ingredients you are adding. Sometimes if you use a voiceover where you mention it, it's good. However, some people might not capture it properly due to cultural difference and due to accent difference. Some people are not as vocal as they should be, or as vocal as necessary for others from other parts of the world to understand them. So I personally prefer to tag my ingredients rather than just mention them if I have to. So when you want to do that, all you need to do is to go to text. When you go to titles, rather, you can see a bunch of different patterns you can pick from. I pick the ingredients. Sometimes I pick the soft bar, so depending on what you like, you can just pick in. So I pick that one, then I put it on top of the footage that I want to tag. So you're basically putting it exactly at the spots where you added the ingredients. You don't want to put it before it, don't want to put it after it. So you want to put it on that exact spot. So I just copy from what I had before, because I usually change my text type. I don't usually use the conventional text that comes with each of the titles. So I change my text type to whatever text I choose to. So you can always do that if you like your text in a particular form, and there are a couple of fonts you can choose from. I prefer my fonts to have a certain look, so I choose the font I prefer, and you can always do that. So once you choose your font, you can simply copy from the one you already have. As so, if you can follow what I'm doing here, you see that I copied from the one I already had. So the font just follows on with me when I copy it into the next area where I have my ingredients. So follow on with the video, and I will give you more tips on how I edit the video as we go along. if you want your video to go fast, all you need to do is to go to the speed. It has a clock like symbol. Once you go there, you can choose to make it fast, slow, crawl, or take it backward, or you can make it fast at ×2, 4, 8, or 20, depending on what you're looking for. You can also customize how fast you want it to be. So once you're done with tagging your ingredients or explaining a particular part of your video, you then check to see if some part of the video is necessarily okay to be slow. Sometimes some part of your videos might just be better if they are faster. It gives the viewers a certain kind of illusion. It gives your viewers a certain kind of look. It just makes it better sometimes to have your video go faster. Some actions are just sweeter and just more fun watching when you make them faster. So that's the next thing I do. I make some parts of my videos faster depending on if I think that area of the video is necessary or not. Then after that, the next thing I do is to go ahead and click on the transition. Not everybody likes transitions. Some people just want their videos to be flat, and it's totally fine. If you like your video to be flat, you do not need to add transitions. But if you do not want a flat video, then transitions are a really good way to tell story. I started my career generally in storytelling, so I understand the need to actually tell story in everything you do. So basically, transition helps your viewers to know that something had happened and something else is going to happen. You're trying to give them a mood. You're trying to put them in a certain mood. So I advise that you use transitions more if you have not been doing so before. Also ensure that you use transitions in the right place. Do not use transitions in places that are not, necessarily in need of a certain kind of story or a certain kind of flip. And also try to know the kind of transition you should use. Is it an opening transition? Is it a closing transition? Is it a transition that is still in the same area, but you just want to show that time has passed and you're doing something else in the same footage area? So you have to understand all those when using transition. And you can see the kind of transition I use, so you can copy from the kind of transition I use and maybe try it yourself. One thing is for sure, when I'm making my videos, I watch every clip over and over and over again. I actually had to cut out a lot of stuff so you guys will not get bored, but I had watched this video like 50 times before I came to the conclusion of adding my end card, which you can see here is a customized end card that I've already had in my studio, in my media. So I just pick it up and add it. So because I want my end card to show some parts of my video, I do the green blue screen. I do not just put an end card just like that would not still show some parts of my videos. So if you want to make an end card, go ahead and make an end card that have the green blue screen for you to be able to show your viewers more of your videos as you go along. So the next thing I do is basically go to Canva and try to make up write-ups, you know, that will help my viewers to understand my video better. So in this case, I was just saying how I edit my cooking videos. So basically this is meant to be at the beginning of the video. So I go to Canva, and Canva has been like my, I don't know, I can't even describe it. Canva has been the plug for a very, very, very long time, not just for my YouTube videos, but for my work and every other thing. So I'm bringing this footage into the first part of my video, and like I said earlier, I use the green screen. So you just do the blue screen, and then you have the video appearing, the write-up appearing just like so on your screen. If you guys are in any way interested in my Canva tutorial, do let me know in the comment section. I would probably try and spring up a video about how I use Canva, what I do with Canva, and how you can achieve a lot using Canva. So guys, if you think it's something you're interested in, do let me know in the comment section. But for now, let's continue with editing our cooking video. So like I said, I watch my videos over and over again. Basically in this section, I was just watching to see what I've achieved, what I can change, what is not going well. I also try and put my eyes on the time. Is the time okay for me? Is it 10 minutes? Is it 50 minutes? Do I want it to be 5 minutes? Do I want it to be 8 minutes? So I check that. So the time also, so it's more like I give myself a milestone in terms of time, and then I follow through with that milestone. If it's too much, if it's too little, I tend to make my video fit into what I want, as well as try not to give my viewers unnecessary things, or try not to give my viewers things that are not worthy to be on my screen. So guys, that is basically it for so far we've talked about how to cut out mistakes, how to cut out unnecessary footage. We've talked about how to actually put up your write-up on your screen. I've also showed you guys how to go about your transitions. I've also showed you guys how you can make your video pop even better by making your video, some of your clips, faster. That way some actions are more interesting to watch, some actions are more fascinating to watch, and some sometimes it just makes it more fun to watch some actions. You can also choose to take your videos backward. That's to say a particular action will just flip back like twice, so all those things are really things that you need to know how to do to help your video have that look that people will be glued to. So the next thing I do is to record my sound. Make sure you record your sound when you are done editing your videos. If you record your sound before you are done editing your videos, you are going to have footages that will be saying something else and sound that will be saying something different. So it's necessary for you to edit your sound once you are done with everything editing. You're done with all the footages, you're sure that this is what you want. That is when you start editing or putting in your sound. Because if you put in your sound before you're done editing, imagine cutting out a particular part of your video and then you try to play it along the sound. It will not go along, and it won't be a nice thing to have your viewers look confused, talking about stock cube when you're adding salt, or talking about vegetable oil when you're adding tomato or things like that. So you have to make sure you add your sound once you're done editing your entire video. When it comes to cooking video and food videos generally, I believe the viewers want to see the end product first. They want to see what exactly this looks like. It entices them. Then after seeing what it looks like, the next thing viewers would naturally want to see is what and what did you use and how did you do them. So if you have a script, you basically want to show this is what the ending looks like, and this is what I used, and this is how I use them, and this is how I prepare them. So always make sure you tell a story that gives viewers this 4 Talking about storytelling and transition, look how I transitioned from this to this right here. It actually makes the viewers know that you're bringing them into something, you're bringing them into a different angle of your cooking. So you don't want to just transition within a particular footage. You want to transition from something to something else. That way viewers are ready to see what next, what next, what next. Recording with phone generally limits you from creating a zoom in image or a zoom out image. So for you to achieve that, you have to do like so. Basically, you cut out the area you want to zoom out. Once you do that, then you crop it and make it really close to the image, just like so, just like what I'm doing right now on the screen. Once you make it close to the image, then you have the zoom out. So for example, now it just goes from the zoom in to the zoom out. If you're using a camera, of course you can achieve this using your lenses. I achieve my zoom in zoom out by getting my by cropping my video footage and then making sure that it is closed on the image I want to zoom out, just like so. So this is how you achieve your zoom in and zoom out. In case you've been having difficulties achieving this is how you do it. You can make it, very close. You can make it as close as possible so that you can have perfectly zoomed out video. Also, feel free to delete and edit your sound as much as possible until you achieve the particular sound you want to. The next thing I do is for me to add the call to action, like subscribe, like this video, the notification bell, and all that. So I add the call to action. I already have it in my media. I just pick it up and drop where I want it. After doing so, of course, it's always a green screen. So I go to the green blue screen and have it appear on the video just like so. So it's just something you should always have in your media. That way you can easily pick it up and drop it where you want it. Please guys, it's important for you to actually look at the editing part of my screen and not the picture. That way you know what I'm doing, you see the actions I'm carrying out. I left every part of this video knowing that every clip in the video has an action that you will need if you're learning how to edit using iMovie. So leave the screen because the screen will be repeating the same thing over and over again. Look at the editing part of my video and that way you will get every step. Once you've done all that and you've seen and watched your video over and over and over again, you have to take a break of your editing and come back to watch your video. Do it like 3, 4, 5 times depending on how much time you have on your hand and also depending on how good you are with editing. For me, as I have been doing this for a while, it's been a bit easier as compared to before. So if it's something that it's easy for you, then of course after 2 or 3 coming back, it's fine, or just once, it's fine. But if you haven't been doing this for a while, then you have to probably come back to check, is this what I really want? Is this okay? Is this not okay? Then again, it's important for you to actually spend your time editing. Before now, I used to edit for 6 hours, 4 hours. It all depends on what kind of video I'm editing and how well I shot the video. If I had a very clean shoot, I don't edit for so long. This video is showing 37 minutes thereabout, 38 minutes thereabout, but it took me up to 3 hours to edit this. Though I actually just wanted to have like really clean video. Normally, with the skill I've acquired so far, I'm able to edit in 40 minutes to 1 hour, and sometimes just because I want to really clear things up properly, I edit up to 2 hours. But ideally, if you're new to editing, you can take up to 4, 5, 6 hours, and like I said, it's better for you to just leave it and come back and do that over and over again. Once you're sure you have a good result and you're done with your editing, the next thing you have to do is to produce your video. Thank God that iMovie has been so fast lately, unlike before when it took up to 3-4 hours to produce videos that are 30 minutes long. But lately it's been really fast. It takes less than an hour to produce 30 minutes long videos. Sometimes it takes just 20-30 minutes. For this particular video that I recorded for my last episode, it took me just 24 minutes to produce about 10 minutes long video. So basically you choose based on what you want. You choose the quality of the video, you choose the tag, you kind of put your tag and everything. So I basically go for the high quality. Then if you go for the better quality, it's okay. You just have to choose based on what you want, specs you want. But is it 80? Is it 1080? 1080 pixel is always okay. You can also do a 4K if you want. Then of course it's always going to be video, audio. So after you're done doing that, the next thing you do is just to go to next, and then your video will start producing. And after it's done, I do something extra. Probably I'll talk about that in another video. I don't know how soon, but I got to know how best to actually compress my videos, and it's been very helpful. So when I have like 5 gig videos, I end up compressing it to about 1 gig, and that has been super helpful. Should you have any questions as regards how you can edit your cooking video using iMovie, please go ahead and drop it in the comment section. If there were any parts of my video that you didn't quite understand, please use the timer to comment in the comment section, and I will use the timer to go back on the video and better explain to you what I meant. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a happy editing. This is it for me for today. I will see you in my next video. Bye.